Hello from me, Lazarus. Welcome to the next lesson in the second part of the course on creating a website from scratch, and more specifically in the CSS part. We're currently in the chapter on types of designs. And we're looking at these 3 chapters, which are not included in the free part of the course. Let's open the PDF file. Previously we looked at the first 2 types of design. Now we'll look at the next type, which is called elastic or proportional design. It is similar to the previous type, the elastic design, but with it the dimensions are set in the unit of measurement m. As we know, the m unit is proportional to the size of the text, or more precisely to the font, with 1 m usually equal to 16 pixels. If the browser is not set to use by default 16 pixels, then you can set the HTML font size, 16px, to convert the dimensions from pixels to m. We need to divide the pixels by 16. So for our case we will have the following dimensions: for the main container, 60 m, for the left column, 20 m, for the right column, 40 m. And so on for the other sizes. In reality, elastic design is rarely used, and even before, when it was relevant, it wasn't used often either, because it's complicated to create and manage, due to the relative size of the m unit, and the fact that depends on the font size. And this often creates problems, especially with the sizes of nested elements. Therefore, recently a different approach has been used with the unit rem, which stands for root m, i.e. attached to the root element, i.e. HTML, and is not affected by the level of nesting. I'll show you an example with the m unit. By setting the dimensions above, we'll write rem instead of m, and we should see this, but you see we have scroll bars. This is because by default the font size in Opera is not 16 pixels, it's bigger. I think it was 18px. We can fix this by adding the following line. And let me actually show it indirectly in the browser. So you see, this is our example. Here it is. You see, we have scroll bars. And now I go into the file, and you see that here we wrote font size, 1 rem, and I fix it. To 16 pixels. Save and update. And here you see, now you get this effect, through 16 pixels. Another option to achieve similar results is, to use a mixed variant between elastic and elastic design, where the width of the blocks is set in percentages, and the other dimensions in m or rem. In fact, a similar approach is used in responsive and responsive design, which we will explore in the following lessons. That's all from me for this lesson. Best regards.